Who is that wolf? Da, na, 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 na. What's going on, guys? My beautiful, lovely peoples out there. You guys are all wonderful and fantastic. Thank you for helping to elevate me and illuminate this information, which is my life's work. And that's why there are grades of why me and this information stand out compared to a lot of other people, but I am definitely not the only person who should be appreciated or recognized for their hard work and efforts. There are also, on the other side, a lot of people who, in fact, and I know you guys know that I don't like to use this word, who are, in fact, true sovereign citizens. And that sucks because they are taking what we're doing, not doing it properly. And you know what? I'll be the first person to say, maybe there's aspects of things that we're doing that could be done better. But seeing how the government and the states do not want to provide us with a manual on how to operate successfully with them or in the private, then a lot of this is going to be or has been trial and error until it has been perfected. Okay, can't stop, won't stop. Wolf style, baby. All right, so that being said, be careful of people who you get your information from. Some people are out there just to make a lot of money. That is it. They have no passion for this. They are not serious about this. They just know that there's a lot of money in it. Okay. I will be honest and say I've spent thousands of dollars, way more than I would like to admit, over the years with these gurus and their packages. And that's why I always try to make sure that whatever I provide is going to get you to where you want to be and provide you with the information you need to have. And I give away 90% of everything I do here and on my sites for free. Okay. I try to eke out a living out of this so that I can continue to do what I like to do, this full time. Okay. So be careful who you get your information from, no matter who you get it from, vet the information. That's it. Double check it. Okay. Understand that the government and the state of and all the various departments, my department people, a lot of them aren't going to know this information because they have no jurisdiction in the private. Zero. They have no jurisdiction, no authority in the private. The private is what put them into power. There wasn't always a public. There was a private. Everything around the world is private. Okay. Look at how the wealthiest people in this entire world work in the private. Walmart and all the rest of them, their money, how they move, private on the top. Public to make the money gathered up in public and bring it into the private. And if I remember correctly, even McDonald's is a complete private corporation, though they operate in the public. Okay, so let's get to it. What is this particular video about? Well, you might find this overwhelming. No, I'm just kidding. It's not overwhelming, but it is interesting. It's so amazing how many people watch my videos now. I'm starting to have people recognize me out in the real world. So that's a little weird. Or is it the real world? Do you think that's air you're breathing now, Neo, in this world? Do you think your physical body has anything to do with your abilities in this digital realm? Do you? Where's my tab? And not the soda for those people who are old enough to know or remember what tab soda is. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Ah, there we go. All right, so this particular video is going to be about the Constitution annotated, okay, or annotated. This particular segment in that is going to be about the tables of laws held unconstitutional in whole or in part by the Supreme Court. So what does this really mean? What does it really mean, Basil? Still a little mad, man. Okay, a little bit more grounded these days. I would like to throw out there, for the first time in my life, I was called a narcissist. So just to make sure, I had to look up the, I mean, I never take, what, when most people called me, I've been called everything from, yeah, through exposing myself to the world and the public. But so yeah, I look up the definition and yeah, sorry, hon, that's not the definition that applies to me. Have there been moments where I've been a lot of other things? Oh yeah, I've been called lots of things in my time because I'm a human on a human experience, or an Elohim on a human, in Elo with a human. Anyway, okay. So I just thought that was funny. It just popped into mind. So what does this really mean? So what I'm really trying to say is that people and situations will seem like one thing and actually be another. And sometimes it's your perception. That's kind of why I brought that like mini story real quick, is because the Constitution and the Supreme Court are in fact the governing highest laws of this land, of this nation. But when you contract or get brought into their legal hemisphere as a juridical or legal person, a commercial entity, you are entering the state of jurisdiction, maritime, admiralty. Legal is different than lawful. It's legal for the states to have their laws and their constitution, but even they are subservient to the federal law and the Constitution and the Supreme Court. They already agreed on it. In order for them to exist, they agreed. I'm not here changing anything. So a lot of these people, like lawyers who every once in a while will hit me up and I ignore them or whatever else, or people try to challenge me on information, I ignore them. My people are told now to ignore them if they see it in the email. You have to understand that it's by your perception, your perspective, and from their perspective, they are taught, raised, and trained everything, all of your capabilities in the sandbox. That's just your little box. Start studying constitutional law. Ask your supervisors, does the Supreme Court overrule? Can this be overturned in the federal court or the Supreme Court? Yeah. It's kind of like the hierarchy of a family. Okay. Let's take my child or children. Might have a couple out there. The only one that I know about, and many that I've taken care of over the years, and raised, and they're grown and have their own kids, Lord. But we'll just take like my son, for instance, and then me, and then my grandparents, which they're all passed. But you get the hierarchy of this. If I tell my son, okay, I'm the reigning private state citizen, and that's where all this was created by the forefathers and all the people then called state citizens. So me as dad, state citizen, I tell my son, you can do whatever you want to do in the sandbox. You got full authority. Unless you want to be recognized as my son. Well, okay, and I'll give you your protections and stuff like that. Great. My son goes and does his things. So legally, I have given him 95% complete authority. But when I do come in and see how he's treating other kids, and I say that's not right, then that's the final line in the sand, right? Oh no. Why not? Because my parents can come in and say, no, boy, I know that's your child, but you're my child, and this ain't gonna fly. Okay. So in this scenario, the grandparents are truly the ones who have the say so. But so who are the grandparents in this story? Well, the grandparents would be the Supreme Court, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Okay. My son would be the corporations. I would be the state of. Okay. So And so so how can I match this up a little bit better? All right. So the private state citizens created the government. The government brought all the states together underneath them in the union. The government said, if you want to be safe from other countries out there attacking you, because yes, if you don't join us, Mexico can take back Arkansas or New Mexico, or Tennessee could get taken over by Russia and be called New Russia. Okay. Sounds funny, but that's why they all joined, is to be safe and American. Together, let's stand. Separate, independent powers, but underneath one flag, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. So when the states agreed to that agreement that they cannot secede from the union, they cannot leave, there's a couple of little slim things in there where their area could be redivided amongst the other states, but no new state shall be done without consent of the people through Congress. So that state itself cannot secede. You can take your stuff and divvy it up, but you can't leave. You can flunk out. Somebody else will just buy it and take it over. So, but when they did that, that meant, by their agreement, it's written that they are all subservient to the Declaration, to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, to the federal government. But they do have their own ability to do things, but they agreed to waive part of their sovereign powers and ability to be a part of the union. So that means that they do not have the final say on things. They are not the ultimate law. They can do legal things to people who come into their jurisdiction via the birth certificate and corporations, put on the persona mask of a non-living entity and become that all capitalized name, and to do commerce and rule as they see fit. But the Supreme Court steps in sometimes and says no. Because, see, they know what's going on. And they say, what you're doing is not okay with and to the American people. You've gone too far. You're getting jazzy. And that's not okay, because you're taking away people's freedoms and rights, and you're converting them into licenses and privileges, hence right to travel. Now, if you call it driving and you sign up for it, then that's what you're doing. And the Supreme Court has ruled that they will not back or protect you if you are utilizing those benefits and privileges and licenses because you elected to do so. But like most of us, you didn't know you had a choice in many things, including paying taxes. Taxes are legal. A lot of people on these gurus, taxes are illegal. No, they're not. Not within their jurisdiction. How would you get in their jurisdiction? Well, you filled out certain, I don't know, work forms and started using certain zip codes and 2-digit abbreviations, and the all capitalized name done as a U.S. citizen, which is a 14th Amendment taxpayer, non-living entity that you are the beneficiary of, but they converted you into a trustee for it in surety. Sorry, listening to music right now in my head. So what is this video? Let's get to it, right? Wolf. Well, let's take a gander. Shabang-a-bang. As I said, Constitution annotated. Tables of laws held unconstitutional in whole or in part by the Supreme Court. Have you ever seen anybody overturn the Supreme Court but the Supreme Court? No. Can the Supreme Court overturn everybody else unless it's a complete private jurisdiction not underneath them? Yeah. So this is most recent. Now, there might be some within the last whatever, but usually they hold over the cases for about a year or two, keep them kind of private until you know, they decide they want to release them. Here's a tip for the here's a player point. The cases that are televised are public events and are legal within the corporation. Anything private and American and de jure is going to not be televised and it's going to be held private until they deem it to be able to be viewed or utilized in the public. That's all I will say. All right, so we're going to jazz on down to the beginnings here. All right. 1803, Marbury versus Madison. U.S. Circuit. John Marshall. Civil procedure, government operations. Federal. Act of September 24th, 1789. Supreme Court shall have power to issue a writ of mandamus in cases warranted by principles and usages of law to any persons holding office under the authority of the United States as applied to the issue of mandamus to the Secretary of State, requiring him to deliver to the plaintiff a commission duly signed by the President, Justice of the Peace in the District of Columbia. So you're going to find, I'm not going to go through every one of these, but what they're saying here, oh, so look, you got stuff here on real property. Let's check that one out. Kentucky law that diminished the rights of a lawful owner, not legal, lawful owner, by reducing the scope of his remedies against the adverse possessor. So they tried to take his property, and they said, no, he is the lawful owner. You can't take his property as the lawful owner. 1823, Green versus Biddle. Taxes and banking. In Ohio, so Ohio thought they were Billy Bad Butt. So an Ohio statute levying a tax on the Bank of the United States, a federal instrumentality. Can't do it. It's unconstitutional. Boom. Taxes in general. Let's see what they say. A city ordinance that levied a tax on stock issued by the United States impaired the federal borrowing power and was void. Weston versus City Council of Charleston. Okay, so there you go, lawyers, liars, and such. Your little lower courts are Article 1 courts. They are legal. They are not judicial. Okay, civil rights. This involves slavery within the territory of Louisiana. Federal, state, local. Okay. So let's get to some more recent stuff because this is all old jazz. Still on the books. So a lot of lawyers will try to say, well, anything old is no longer relevant. No, it's still relevant. It's still law. Superior law, supreme law, and unchanged. Civil rights education is the subject matter. Okay, let's look at this one. Civil rights. A portion of New York's firearm licensing regime. So New York thought they were Billy Bad Butt. We can do whatever we want. That restricts the carrying of certain licensed firearms outside the home to those who can establish proper cause. Do you have the ability to do this? You have a reason? Yep. Okay, you're good. New York said, no, we don't want you doing that. We don't want you carrying around firearms. Got to do it our way. Got to be licensed. Got to have this and that. Clarence Thomas said, yeah, that's not going to fly over here. You're violating the Second Amendment. bankruptcy, intellectual property, civil rights. Let's see what they got to say here. A California regulation requiring charities operating or soliciting funds in the state to file a Schedule B to the IRS Form 990. This is the correct one for tax exempt. Disclosing information about donors with the state attorney general. So California said, we want to know who's giving you donations. First Amendment said, not so much. You're violating their civil rights. Boom, shaka-laka, shaka-laka, shaka-laka. Okay, labor and employment, healthcare, intellectual property, banking. So you guys get the drift, right? I don't think I need to go through every single one, but there are some good stuff in here. Now, remember, you can also go through Google Scholar. Hey, Google, I don't know if you guys watch, but it'd be great if you guys paid me for that little blurb, even though, you know, just helping to promote there, but not promote. Google Scholar will give you all these cases and more, and then some. You can always go to the Supreme Court and go through their archives. And remember, there in the Supreme Court, their cases are called opinions. Okay. I will also download this, what is it, PDF? Like me, pretty damn fine. I just thought of that. It's kind of funny because I was getting, people that is. Thank you for people reaching out and just asking how am I doing and thanking me for the information and saying that I'm easy on the eyes. I definitely appreciate you guys. Makes an old man feel good. All right. So I will download this if I have not already, and I will put it on blacksite32.com, and it will be in the free docs page. We've updated it, and I will continue to update good files as I find them, and you guys can educate yourselves. So get yourselves one of these beauties. All right, guys, that's it. You guys know the drill. Hit the bell, like, all that. All right. And don't forget to support me on my other YouTube channels. Information should be down below. If not, go to blacksite32 and check out my social media page. You can also find a new donation page, a new resources page. File shop, File Shop's been there. Pro Shop. And we've got more things coming. So hopefully soon, when everything finalizes and the ink dries, your boy will be a judge, a county judge in the equity circuit coming soon. In the county of Calafia, California. Let's go. Take care, guys. I will talk to you guys later. I feel like I'm wearing so many hats, but I enjoy it. This is what I do. And so I thank the universe and I thank you guys. So continue. And to all the people who have done the whole on your own channels now, the @ symbol, the Badwolf, or @ symbol, James C Lovett, and I just seen that pop up on YouTube that you guys are mentioning me on your channels, and sending me shout outs. Thank you. And like I said, I have no problem with anybody downloading, reusing my information on your channel, to promote your channel and awareness. I have no problems with that, as long as it's done in a positive and constructive manner. You can do your own interpretations, but if someone's, calling me out my name and using it for defamation of character, which is a suable offense, then I will come at those persons. Okay. Otherwise, feel free to utilize the information and make your own, or just make your own version of it, but send me a shout out in your videos and whatever else. It means a lot to me. Especially if you're going to use my work or that you're happy with the information that you're getting here, and go forth. Have a great life. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Stay out of trouble. And I got more videos to make, and I'm going to go spend some time with friends and family and family. And to those people out there who watch and haven't reached out in a while, just know that I care and appreciate you as well. And if we are on bad terms, just know that an olive branch is always open. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree and still be friends. And even recently, I have buried the hatchet with some other people. And so that's what life's about. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be a fool and necessarily lets those people have the keys to the kingdom again. But we can definitely meet in the common area and respect each other as intelligent, healthy, balanced, positive adults. And if not, then piss off, wanker. All right. Gotta have a little fun in there too. I mean, just keeping it real. So, all right, guys, that's it. Get out here, go have something fun, take care of yourselves, love yourself, take care of each other, and I'll talk to you later.